Welcome back to the Horror Movie Files. Today's topic will be the revised file of the often overlooked horror, The Ruins. But before we continue, a word from our sponsors, the Patreon. Geeks and Gnomes has a wide array of content, including written stories, videos, shorts, and digital art. This includes fan-made projects like the Horror Movie Files and original projects, with my most recent and proudest being Endless Conflict, which I'm sure some of you have seen shorts here on YouTube. Supporting the Patreon is the best way to ensure we'll keep making content here on YouTube and our other social media outlets. Also, as a patron, not only will you never miss out on new content, but any request you make will never be ignored. Additional details on subscription perks will be displayed on our main page, so please check that out. There is also a 7-day free trial in case you change your mind later, so there's no need to worry if it turns out you don't like our content. Now back to the file. This video will contain images and descriptions of blood, dehydration, exhaustion, parasitic infection, mutilation, and dead bodies. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, then please feel free to click off the video. For those willing to continue, let's begin with SCP-AAE. SCP-AAE, codename Creeping Predator, Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Samples of SCP-AAE are contained in 12 vials, all of which are stored within a biohazard capsule. The capsule is contained within a freezer that is set at -75°C, locked by a 6-digit passcode, and contained in the Level 4 Biohazard Labs at Site AC. Testing must be approved by at least 5 Level 4 clearance staff members, or under protocol Type Noose. The temperature of the testing room is to be set at -1°C to allow SCP-AAE to grow in a slow and easy to control pace. Should the temperature raise any higher, even by 1 degree, SCP-AAE will be able to grow without restriction. AFA-2 units armed with chemical spray guns, loaded with necrosis venom, should always be present during testing and should be utilized to destroy all samples after testing has concluded. In the event of a containment breach, the entire floor where the Biohazard Labs is located is to be sealed off immediately. Mobile Task Force Epsilon 11, Nine-Tailed Fox will be placed in charge of slowly evacuating all staff from the floor. Should the slightest hint of SCP-AAE infection be detected, MTF Epsilon 11 has been given express permission by the O5 Council and the Ethics Committee to kill any suspected infected with necrosis venom immediately. Due to the quick spreading and volatile nature of SCP-AAE, it is not considered worth the risk to show mercy or hesitation even if there is no confirmed evidence of infection. Only after all staff are cleared and evacuated and the entire floor has been sterilized with necrosis venom will the containment breach be cleared. Description: SCP-AAE is a resilient, carnivorous, and extremely hostile form of plant life that greatly resembles Parthenisis quinquefolia in appearance. However, DNA testing has shown that SCP-AAE isn't related to any form of flora on Earth. How this is possible is unknown. SCP-AAE is able to grow at an alarming rate, can move like a living organism, is fully sentient and seemingly hive-minded, and has the unique ability to grow microscopic seeds on any part of its being. SCP-AAE growths are constantly covering themselves in these seeds to allow them to spread to any object or entity that comes into physical contact. Due to their microscopic size, the seeds are able to coat an organism in large portions, even at the slightest contact of SCP-AAE. Once contact is made, the seeds will easily seep into the skin and clothing of the human victim. Those in the skin will burrow into the body, where they will grow by feeding on the host in a sort of parasitic style. SCP-AAE, despite being a plant, is fully carnivorous, and therefore is able to grow within the human body by feeding on the host's blood and other internal fluids. Due to the large number of seeds upon exposure, removal of SCP-AAE is impossible, especially as newly formed growths within the body will quickly make their own seeds that flow through the bloodstream, allowing them to infest every part of the body. As these parasites grow, they will continue to feed and cause internal damage to the host until they eventually die. Upon death, they will sprout out and grow from the corpse for the sake of finding more prey. This is not the only way SCP-AAE spreads or feeds. As stated before, SCP-AAE is able to move on its own and will often do so for the sake of securing fresh meat. Once SCP-AAE is sure there is available food nearby, it will reach out and wrap around it, pulling it closer so it can dig its vines in and drain it of all its nutrients. Oddly enough, the plant is smart enough to know that humans will tear it apart or burn it if they are aware of its properties, so it will often only act when it is sure it is safe to do so. When no source of food is present, SCP-AAE will simply grow and overtake as much area as possible. Testing has confirmed that with a single corpse, a growth can overtake an area of 150 to 300 meters within 5 minutes to 1 hour. Large growths of SCP-AAE will start to sprout beautiful red flowers that unfortunately are also anomalous in nature and used to assist in hunting. Testing confirms that these flowers have the ability to mimic any noise it hears within 10 feet. It often mimics the noises to trick potential prey into making physical contact with SCP-AAE so that it can trap and feed on them. The flowers do not just produce noise, but also smells that are familiar to prey, such as cleaning chemicals, food, lavender, and other pleasing smells. Even through extensive testing, it is still unknown how the flowers are capable of mimicking and producing sound and smell. Though it has confirmed that SCP-AAE relies heavily on stealth tactics and psychological warfare to catch prey. This is to be expected, as though SCP-AAE is very adaptive and cunning to the point it's almost an apex predator, it is still just a plant. It can be torn apart easily or have entire growths burned down with fire. SCP-AAE was discovered in 2008, where it originated on an ancient pyramid just outside of the village located in Mexico. SCP-AAE caught Foundation attention when agents within the local airport spotted a woman covered in blood rushing inside and begging for help. She was reported missing a week ago, along with several others, but this alone was not enough to warrant Foundation attention. However, staff of the airport sent out an emergency assist for medical help when it was revealed the girl started claiming there were plants inside her body. Foundation agents disguised as CDC doctors went in to investigate, and after treating her while conducting testing, it was confirmed she was infected with SCP-AAE. It was later confirmed that airport staff exposed to her blood were also infected, and as a result, the Foundation locked down the entire airport. Because SCP-AAE was a plant, Mobile Task Force Theta-4 Gardeners was deployed to the airport to assess the threat and contain it. Unfortunately, despite the best efforts of Foundation medical staff, SCP-AAE infection could not be treated, so the airport, as well as everyone inside, was burned. Afterwards, the pyramid where SCP-AAE was located was found. MTF units then burned down the entire area, leaving only enough samples for safe containment. As a precaution, the O5 Council gave the order to burn down the village and all surrounding villages as well. The cover story is that they were destroyed by a massive terrorist attack. Upon arriving to Site AC, all MTF units and researchers were placed under quarantine as a precaution. Of the 50 units and researchers deployed to deal with the SCP-AAE outbreak and contain it, about 20 were confirmed to be infected and had to be incinerated. Their infection was confirmed, despite the fact that they wore multi-layered protection gear the entire time. It is for this reason that containment procedures on SCP-AAE are as excessive as they are. Simulation testing has confirmed that if a single seed was to breach containment, it will have a 20% chance of causing an XK class into the world scenario, with an added 10% for every month it manages to remain in the wild. And that was the revised file of SCP-AAE. Thank you to everyone for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I'm currently trying to reach a goal of 200 subscribers. Also, don't forget to leave a like in the video and comment down below what you thought. As I always say, all criticism is helpful to creators, so please don't hold back on your opinions. Don't forget to check the links in the description so you can follow me on all my social medias to stay up to date with all my content. Speaking of content, I've recently started up a new wiki page for the SCP horror movie files, which has the most professional and polished content related to SCP HMF, so please be sure to check that out. Link is also in the description. And finally, a very special thank you to all my patrons who support me in doing what I love. If you want to be like them and have the same perks they do, then please subscribe today and get 15 weeks worth of content early, as well as updates on my content you can't find anywhere else. Thank you all again for watching, and hope you'll stick around, as there's always more to come. Call me crazy, but the entire time I watched this movie, I only thought of one thing. The leaves on those plants look like marijuana.